All right, YouTube, this Detroit's HPTV coming to you with another video. It's Wednesday, May the 1st. We're going to count it down all the way till November, election time. But today, we're going to talk about what's going on with these college students and these protests. And all of a sudden, Joe Biden feels the need to go to Morehouse College and try to increase his young black voter base, which is going to be non-existent. Because I'm going to tell you something. As adults, older people like myself, when we send our children away to college, we're so proud to send them to colleges where they become radicalized. You know, these college students, they protesting about what's going on in Gaza. But what's going on in Gaza has been going on since before I was born. When I was their age, we weren't concerned with what was going on with Gaza because it had always been going on and it didn't have anything to do with us. But what does it have to do with us now, all of a sudden, after all these years? These people over there are still fighting each other over the same things with no end in sight. So, what are our young people doing? I've been following it, and it's been a while that it's been going on, and I haven't reported on it. But I'm reporting on it today because it's escalating, and it's escalating fast. But where is this going? Now, if you're a member of this channel, you already know I did a video on ideological subversion and psychological warfare. And you can see that in the community section. You can also see the breakdown of the movie and the book 1984. Go to the community section and check out those videos because what you're seeing is the fact as American citizens, we've already lost this country. You know what I mean? Now it's about, are we going to lose our soul? Are we going to lose our children? Are we going to lose all of our rights? See, we already being censored. So many things we can't say. You know what I mean? We have to create new words. You know, like I know you by now you're familiar with what just happened in the Carolinas with the 4 federal agents who were shot and unalived, along with the other 4 regular police that were shot that survived. Now, they say they were serving a warrant for a felony firearm or felon in possession of a firearm. How did a simple warrant escalate into the demise of 4 federal agents? What was in this young person's mind that as soon as he seen law enforcement, he began to fire on them for a felony firearm? What made him go off? What was in his mind? Because you all know that if you unalive a federal agent in the course of his duty, that gives you uh you definitely, with 4 of them, they're gonna put the death penalty on the table for that. So what made it escalate into that? And when you look at it, it's barely getting reported. I mean, it was breaking news, but there's more to it. When the story first came out, they said one thing, then the story started changing. So we, at this point, we really don't know the depths of what happened because that's mainstream media for you. You got to read between the lines, or you got to have a discerning eye to figure out what's really going on. And then you have to ask, how many people in this country that go to work every day, inking out a living, truly cares about it? Do we really care? Because the level of cognitive dissonance is at an all-time high because there's so many distractions. There's so many brainwashed individuals. There's so many people ill-informed, and they following the narrative of the powers that be. And the powers that be have an agenda. And what is their agenda? See, we talked about ideological subversion, and it was talking about the demoralization of the citizens, then the destabilization of the citizens, then to create chaos for the citizens. And then the New World Order term, out of chaos comes order. Because they create enough chaos that you demand psychologically for somebody to give you a peace of mind, somebody to make you safe, somebody to protect you. But what comes with that is you must be obedient and you must follow the rules and toe the line. You must not speak out against Big Brother. So we're going to get to these college students, and I'm going to show you how it's escalating. You're going to see Mayor Adams of New York, ground zero for illegal migration, ground zero for all the debauchery in this country. Now the colleges in New York are under siege by the students. And when you look at these students, I want you to look at who they are. Look at what they're wearing on their head. Look at what they're talking about. But these are supposed to be American students, right? They're supposed to be our children, right? Who has radicalized them? Who have made them care so much about what's going on in another country that they forget that they're losing their own country? And the children are the future. Ain't that what we were taught? The children are the future. Somebody's dropped the ball. Somebody's not paying attention. We're going to get off into this video because I want you to see the escalation day by day of what's going on all across this country with the young people, with the immigrants, with inflation, with the lawlessness. It has an origin. Now, this is for fair use under the 1976 Copyright Act. It's for educational purposes and commentary. And I'm exercising my First Amendment right while we still have it, or what's left of it. So check this out.
Breaking right now, chaos on campus at Columbia as police move in. You can see officers going in on a ladder, climbing through the window of Hamilton Hall, which protesters stormed overnight. Good evening. Thanks for being with us. I'm Steve Lacey.
And I'm Natasha Burma. Of course, this has all been escalating ever since the protests began at Columbia almost 2 weeks ago. But tonight, the NYPD has moved in just hours after Mayor Adams told protesters, quote, "This must end now." And it's not just Columbia. This is video just into our newsroom of CCNY in Harlem, where police are moving in with barricades. And we've got a live look at Columbia right now, where the NYPD operation is well underway.
All right, we have Fox 5 live team coverage tonight. Linda Schmidt and Jessica Formoso, both live in Morningside Heights, just outside Columbia. Teresa Priola is at CCNY, where protesters are currently clashing with police. Let's start, though, with Linda, who is on the Hamilton Hall side, where protesters have been holed up tonight. Linda.
That's right. Good evening, first of all, to both of you. And there are literally hundreds of police officers out here, most of them in riot gear. Now, about 9:13, and I'm being very specific here, I know, 9:13, we received an email from the NYPD saying, quote, "The operation at Columbia has commenced." And that's when we saw police in riot gear.
On this channel, I always tell you or suggest that you listen to language. They say the operation. You know what I mean? The language is changing before your very eyes. I told you we can't say somebody was N-word. We have to say they were unalived. Or deleted, as if we living in the Matrix for real. The police said the operation. This is just
move in in here. Go ahead and take a look at this video here. This is a major piece of equipment that is used by the NYPD's ESU. And what this truck does is it allows them to get up next to a building and be able to access a building above the first floor. And that's what they did here. They all of the officers moving up the ramp after it was lowered next to the window, and then they broke through the window to get into Hamilton Hall. What they are doing here is they are retaking Hamilton Hall from the protesters who violently broke into Hamilton Hall overnight. They had used hammers to break glass doors in order to gain access to Hamilton Hall. And once they are inside there, they are moving through Hamilton Hall right now. They are searching for the protesters, most of whom both the mayor and the police commissioner say are outside professional agitators who have come in and who have hijacked.
Okay, we're going to stop there for a second. Outside professional agitators. What does that mean? Outside professional agitators. Anybody ever went to school for agitation? Is there a blueprint for or a school that you can go to and just say, hey, I don't want to be a carpenter, or I don't want to be an electrician, I want to be an agitator? Is there a trade school for it?
What were supposed to be peaceful protests here on the university, and they believe that most of the people, the students here, that they were manipulated by these professional agitators. They are inside Hamilton Hall right now. They will be making arrests. At some point, they will be coming out of
Okay, I'm going to speak one more time. They said they believe that the students, these college students, our children, we send to college. We're so proud. We give them big graduations and they go to the prom. And then they go to college and somehow they're manipulated by professional agitators protesting about a war thousands of miles away while their communities are being overran and destroyed through the policies of a corrupt government.
Hamilton Hall, but we don't know when that is going to happen yet. But I want you to go ahead and take a look at the other video as well. This is from overnight, showing those protesters, again, violently breaking into Hamilton Hall. They used hammers to break through a glass door. And then once they got inside, police and the mayor say they were intimidating other students who were inside. They wouldn't let other students into the hall who were supposed to be allowed access to the hall. In addition to that, they were using actual police-type barricades and bringing them into the hall, as well as using furniture to help barricade themselves, and they were intimidating the students who were inside. Now, at a news conference, and this happened earlier this evening, both the mayor and the police commissioner saying that what had happened here had turned into chaos, and that the tactics overnight showed that there had been an escalation, and that, quote, things out here had reached the next level, and there was a real cause for concern. They also said that they have been in constant contact with officials at Columbia.
Remember I told you about the word escalation? What is the next level? What's the next level? Because clearly this country, we keep going from level to level to level. You know what I mean? The judicial system is being used to wage war against other political opposition. I mean, clearly this is chaos, right? Or is it? Or is it organized? Is this controlled resistance? What's the end game? Do we have people in this community that play chess? If you play chess, there's one thing that every good chess player must have. That's an end game. The end game is what happens when all the major pieces have been moved off the board and you have nothing but pawns to push. See, you're pushing pawns now at the end game because the major pieces have been neutralized.
University throughout all of this. And that Columbia tonight, a senior city official telling me that Columbia University earlier, about 45 minutes ago, reached out to the NYPD and said, okay, you can come on campus now to clear everything out. The mayor at the news conference earlier tonight that he...
So the deans and the professors have told the police, okay, we can no longer control the students. We can no longer control the campus. Move in, secure it, lock it down, bring order out of this chaos.
Had given, along with the police commissioner, basically just giving everybody an ultimatum, saying, look, this is your opportunity to get out. This is your opportunity to leave the encampment. This is your opportunity to leave Hamilton Hall. And he actually urged parents to tell their kids, hey, get out of there. That was the warning sign that they were probably going to be moving in this evening because there was such concern. In addition to that, I am being told by a senior city official that a wife of an actual indicted terrorist has been on campus during these protests. Another thing.
Okay. So the plot thickens, huh? She just dropped that out there for you, right? If y'all watched the other video I did on immunity, when Barack Obama says that once you are labeled that word, that you lose protection of the Constitution and they can use drones against you. Go back and look at that old video, the older video I did. I did it about a couple of days ago. You know, she just dropped subtly, just dropped that out there. You know, the wife of, an attacker, been on campus. Other words in the back. The children have been manipulated. They're setting it up for something.
That created major concern for the city. Now, like I said, the mayor and the police commissioner holding a news conference earlier tonight, and here's what they all had to say.
We urge those and everyone else violating Columbia's order to leave the area and leave the area now. And if you are a parent or guardian of a student, please call your child and urge them to leave the area before the situation escalates in any way. This is for their own safety and for the safety of others.
These protests have been and are being influenced by external actors who are unaffiliated with universities, some of whom have been known to our department and others for many years for their dangerous, disruptive, and at times criminal activity associated with protests for years.
For the individuals that are inside of Hamilton Hall, they will be charged with burglary in the third degree, criminal mischief, and trespassing. For the individuals that are in the encampments outside, they will be charged with trespassing and disorderly conduct.
Okay, so as you can see right there, the NYPD, they are not messing around with this. They are going in full force, and they have had enough. Obviously, the university has had enough as well, and there had been growing concern, especially over the past 24 hours, after they had broken into Hamilton Hall and barricaded themselves inside, intimidating other students as well, they say. So as far as what's happening here now, it just started to rain, and we're just waiting to see what's going to be happening with Hamilton Hall, with the officers that went in there using...
Let me interject 2 words before I let this video end. Gaslighting, green light, and escalation on the students. This is May 1st. This is May 1st. So think of all the high school children that's graduating from high school, preparing to go to college. That's, they just worrying about the prom. They're not even realizing where they're going and what they're going into. And the parents not either. The parents are too busy buying tuxedos and corsages and renting cars, happy, celebrating. while things are escalating. People are being manipulated. There are bad actors. What's going on, people? Open your eyes.
A major piece of equipment again, which is used by ESU to access buildings in this way. But they are definitely making arrests. There are some of the demonstrators around us. They are chanting, "Shame on you, shame on you." Sometimes they start cursing. That could happen at any time. But as for right now, that's what's happening at this moment. I know Jessica Formoso, my colleague, is on the Broadway side of Columbia University, and you guys are going to be hearing from her in just a moment. But for right now, that's the very latest from here. All right, Linda, thank you.
Okay. So we're not conspiracy theories over here on this channel, but we clearly see and recognize the true state of affairs, what's really going on. And again, I advise you, if you're new to this channel, go to the community section and check out the videos that's over there. You know what I mean? So we can understand a little bit more, have a little bit of clarity about what's going on. Because it appears that things are chaotic, but they keep giving you indications that there are people who are manipulating and controlling what's going on. And there are other people who are going to bring order to the situation. And what does that entail? You know, we are citizens in this country. I mean, I am. And I don't want any dog whistling that could lead to an attack on my freedom, my rights, and the future of my children and my grandchildren. Are we paying attention? Are we reading between the lines seriously? Or we just don't care? Has materialism and capitalism superseded morality, loyalty, and the right to pursue justice, happiness, or whatever else they promise you in the American dream that's turning into a nightmare right before your eyes? I assume that everybody that watches my channel is an adult because I make it, and I say, not for children. Have you as an adult had a dream and the dream started out good while you dreaming, and then soon it takes a drastic turn and becomes a nightmare? This is what they're doing to the American dream. It's quickly becoming a nightmare right before your eyes. So you got to stay vigilant and informed. It's 9:42. Continue with your morning on this Wednesday hump day. Signing to you out of Detroit. Keep your head on the swivel. Salute to all patriots. Peace, like, share, and subscribe.